Hi y'all. I'm going to show you how I treat these socks that keep sliding down into my shoes, especially in the back where the ankle is. I've cut my socks elastics off and I've saved them for other projects like this one, where I use it to close up around the TP roll. Use the elastics for other things, but anyway, I saved those, put those aside, and now I want to deal with the fact that these socks always slide down into my ankles now that there's no elastics. Now I could crochet directly into these with a smaller hook, and you just push your smaller hook through. This is an actual sock yarn. It's a discontinued sock yarn, but I'm sure you can find something similar. Let's see, it's a super fine weight one, and it calls for a 3.25 millimeter hook. I have a 3.5 that wouldn't fit through the weave of the fabric. So we could try doing it this way, where we just use a smaller hook. This one is 2.2 millimeter hook, so it's actually pretty small. I like this project too because I've got these stripes. So I'm just going to go along the stripe, and hopefully it will give me enough room all the way around, because you don't want it to be too close to the edge of your fabric because it'll just pull through. So here we go. I'll just go right at the edge of this gray stripe, and let's try crocheting it directly into our project. Hopefully this needle isn't too small, this hook isn't too small. Okay, and now we're just going to do single crochets all the way around. We're going to make sure that we crochet over our tail. And I would say this is actually kind of a thick one weight. Oh, just getting it back through is hard. There we go. Sometimes you gotta force it. And watch it when you're using a smaller hook than the yarn recommends, the yarn ball recommends, because you can have your yarn split. Yeah, it just did it again, it just split. Believe it or not, this is the easiest way to put in an edge. To your sock. I'm using a special sock yarn. This has some stretch to it. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see, what is it made of? It's important to make sure you use something like this. This has 73% wool, 27% nylon. That's where it gets its stretch. I think PBT or something like that, polyamide something, is also often used in sock yarn. It doesn't have to be wool. You could use cotton, but make sure you get something that has a little bit of a stretchy component to the yarn. In this case, it's the nylon. And the wool is also kind of stretchy. That's something about just a natural property of wool, that it has a spring to it. And that's why socks are often made out of wool, because the yarn that's made of wool is long lasting. It's tough, you know, it holds up against wear and tear. And it's got a natural kink to it, a little curl, and that makes it springy. There we go. So as you can see, we're building up an edge here. And I'm going to go all the way around, and I will meet you back. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to go into the top of the first stitch, and I'm just going to slip stitch that through. Now you can continue, you can make like a ruffle with a little lacy edge, make it real cute. One of the things that it looks, I know it looks like it's already kind of ruffling and out of shape, but when I put it on my foot, this actually stretches so that it looks actually pretty straight. And that's all I wanted to do, is just put the edge of this stretchy yarn here. Just put it all around the edge. It's not fraying or anything because it's a knit. Yeah, it's a knit fabric, this sock, so it's not fraying. But I just wanted to, I'm going to put an extra slip stitch there. Okay. So we'll have to hide these ends. And one of the things I just want to emphasize is, if you can, if you do make like a bigger ruffle, hide your ends up and down versus side to side, because when it's stretching this way, it will keep loosening anything that you've hidden back and forth into the crochet that you've done. But since I'm only going to do this one row, it's just not possible. You have to go back and forth. I crocheted over the end, the loose piece, for a couple of stitches actually. So I only have to go back and forth twice, because 3 times is usually good enough. Okay. I'm just going to stretch it out already like that, and not cut too close to the end. And that's it. And we're going to hide this end. And I go under 3 or 4 stitches 3 times back and forth. Okay, so that part is done. Okay, I also wanted to bring up another way to create this edge. I would prefer that you do it the same on both socks, but just for teaching purposes, I'm going to show you how to do it differently. If you don't have a crochet needle that's small enough to go through your fabric, or you're really struggling with it, make yourself a nice long piece of cut yarn and fold it over on your needle, and then have a loop, and then just try to match up which 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so it's right here. Okay. Pull it till you get to that loop, put your needle through the loop, and you got a half hitch. Okay, get it into the next spot, pull it through as much as you can without it knotting up, which is easier said than done. Okay. Okay, so there was the loop that we originally went through. Now before you completely tighten it all up, you want to actually put your needle through the loop there, okay? And that gives you a blanket stitch. It's just such a crinkled yarn. It's got a lot of, there we go. So I'm getting ready to pull it all the way through, and you see these 2 loops. Just put your needle through it and then pull it tight. And this will let you really determine how wide your stitches are going to be. And you can crochet into these parts here. I know it looks like there's 2 stitches, and it's kind of a twist, but if you come up between your bars here and then go up like that, and then those are your stitches to crochet into if you want to continue and do a like a lace ruffle at the top of the sock. Okay, so we're at the end of the half hitch sewing. I'm gonna catch it like this, I think. No? Is that right? Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. And then I'm just going to go back this way. Okay, give it a good tug. And now I'm going to hide the end. Just go down here. Go under 3 stitches this way. And then go 1 stitch further. Come back. Another tug, and that's cut. All right, we had a little left over, which is good because once you cut it, that's it. So these 2 treatments, they're very different. completely your choice which you prefer. Now I'm going to do a couple of pom-poms and put them right above the little puppy, right in the middle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a piece of string along here, and then I'm just going to wrap this piece of cardboard just like this. Don't have to tie a knot or anything. And just try to keep that. You know what? Never mind. Don't even bother with that. We'll use it later. Use something else. Use it for something else. I just don't want to waste any yarn. Anyway, just wrap this as much as you can. Make a nice fat pom-pom. Okay. It's not going to be a big pom-pom. Here, so you can just take a long needle. All right, we'll just thread it. There we go. Let's just tie this. Ready? That's not tight enough. You see what I did there? I went into the loops. Try to create like a break. I'm trying so hard to make this as tight as possible. Just going into the yarn now. I don't know why everything is just sliding through my hands. It could be because my hands are a little chilly. I've got the AC on pretty high because I have cats that get sick if they get hot. So my house is cold. You can just leave that. Keep your finger in the back here. Hold on to your ends if you can. I don't think this is going to be a very good pom-pom. I need one of those pom-pom makers that everybody's always raving about. Might even do something crazy. Okay, so I've come up with a way to make this look more puffy and less squirrely crazy, and I'm really happy with this. I just took a little cat brush and I am just separating the fibers of each yarn by very, very gently teasing all the fibers apart. Okay, and I think this makes the pom-pom look really cool. And these scissors are squeaky. That's new. Now don't pull too hard because you don't want to tear your pom-pom apart. Just gently tease the ends and work your way in deeper. But I think that really changes the way the pom-pom looks. Alright, now let's take one end of our piece that we knotted. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. Okay, just go in the top here. Okay, so I made another pom-pom. Alright, now let's go through one of the, I keep calling, in my mind, I call this a stem. These are stems. Like this is a flower. Okay, so let's go up into the, follow our way up to the center. Let's just go, I'm actually going into the fabric. There. Now let's tie this. And then take the two ends through the eye of the needle. Okay. And now we're just going to hide the ends into our crochet like we normally do. Just get in there, get under your ends. I swear from a distance, and I mean even distance, and somebody who's standing beside you won't be able to tell the difference between the needle sewn in trim and the crocheted in trim. They won't be able to tell the difference. Alright, these are our little pom-poms. They will hold your socks up and they won't go down into your shoes. I hope that you enjoyed this, and crochet your way today because it's the only time we have. I'll see you next time.